All right, good morning everyone. We are now here for our analysis every day from Monday to Thursday to Friday every day. Good morning Shamim, good morning Mose, good morning Esther, and okay, welcome everyone. As usual, I will do it as usual. We start with analyzing or crash 500, but I want to say congrats to everyone that made money yesterday, for those who joined us, and of course welcome again, welcome Asimwe Levy, welcome Best, and more others that are joining us today. So we're going to be analyzing as usual. This is not forex. Those who are new, this is synthetic indices. So this we are not trading forex currencies, but we are analyzing on trading synthetic indices. This is what we are doing today. So synthetic indices, it's what we are on today. So as usual, this is Dan Scott Traders, and my name is Dan. You can choose to call me Dan Scott, whichever is easier for you. But yeah, that's the it's called Dan Scott Traders Hub. That's a YouTube channel. If you don't mind, if this has been helpful to you in your trading journey, you can always subscribe and share to your friends and family, those who love trading or those who want to trade with you. You can share with them and they join us here today live and even other days to come. So you can like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's now get into today's analysis. We are starting with Crash 500 as usual. So Crash 500, yesterday we made some money of it, then it retraced, so we're going to look at it, how it did that. So that's Crash 500 there for us. I hope I'm audible. If I'm not, please let me know. Welcome Warrior. All right, so looking at yesterday's chart, let me see actually the history. So entries, I made some entries here and I made some other entries here. So yesterday we made money. It hit our first TP there. I think that was our first TP there, those who remember. It hit the TP there, then it started to reverse. It reversed, came down here. It had missed some of my buy limits, and now when it came down here, of course my SLs were already in profits for the first entries there, so it took me out, then came down here, activated the limits, the buy limits, and currently those two buy limits are in profits, as you can see from where we are currently. So I still have two more positions in this trade. Now apparently there's I can delete this, I can delete this, delete all this so that we can look at it in detail. There is if we go to H4, we are currently anticipating a breakout. Yeah, I'm anticipating a breakout. Actually, I should bring my stop loss into profits right now. Bring my stop loss into profit. So I'm anticipating a breakout into the buys, because somehow buyers are gaining momentum. They're gaining some good momentum, and so I'm anticipating a breakout to go up to that level there. That's my second TP level there, and today's first TP is here on that very line there. The reason why I'm anticipating a breakout this time is because I can see that we've already gone oversold on H4. According to CCI, we are already oversold down below there. Daily, on the other hand, we are still buying. We still have enough momentum for the buyers, and that's what is happening according to the daily. So and you can see today's candle didn't even make a wick. Let's try to see that. It didn't even make, did it make a wick? I'm not seeing one. Let me first, oh, it has a small wick there. So it had a small wick, and we can see that buyers are continuing with some good momentum. If it continues like this, we will anticipate a breakout today. We will anticipate a breakout. So let's be ready just in case just in case there's a breakout, we'll be ready to take advantage of it, because we know that according to daily we still want this price to come to this level before we can sell it according to weekly. Weekly we're supposed to be looking for sales, and now we are trading a pullback on daily, a pullback to come and mitigate liquidity on that order block on weekly. That's a weekly order block there. That's a weekly order block, and this one in black, almost black, that is a daily order block. So we are looking at that liquidity to be grabbed once it breaks out of this falling wedge on H4 and daily time frames. Alright, so I think that's clear. How do we enter this? Now it has already left some of you guys. So when we go to M15, I don't see a retest. I don't see a retest. I can only see probably once when it comes back to this, to that trend line, which is our H4 trend line. Probably to give us some retest, probably back to this level to probably take off that liquidity. Let's look at H1 if we have some. Yeah, even H1 we have there the fair value gap there on that level, so you may see it come back to that, whereas while it goes to that trend line up there, then you could make your entries, or you can just make the sell entries when it gets there, because it will not just break, then probably to have enough momentum to break through. But all this is anticipation, so don't push before you see confirmations for you to enter any trade. So like I always say, patience matters when you're analyzing, because at the end of the day, what your trading capital is what matters. If you can consistently keep with it and keep growing it, is what makes you a trader, not actually the huge profits you make in a gun. Later on you grow it. The consistency to stay in the market with your capital and keep trading and keep making some money, even if it is not a lot, but you're not blowing the account, and you can consistently see growth every day, every week, every month. That's what makes you a trader, not a one-time big profit and then the next time you make a mess and blow the account. All right, so something like that, I would anticipate something like that. But let's wait and see, because down below here I don't see any other liquidity apart from this one on this order block. So we just wait for something like this. All right. All right. Thank you. Levi, clearly hear me. You are very audible. Thank you. So right now, if you have a question on Crash 500, or if you have an addition on Crash 500, please, more layers. Let me just you just type it in the comment section there, and I'll be able to get back to it. So for now, as you do that, I'll be jumping to boom 1,000, boom 1,000, boom 1,000. So boom 1,000. Yesterday, those who remember, I even shared some screenshots. I was anticipating something like this to happen. You know, I was anticipating something like this to happen. Then I'd be able to make my entries for the buy. But it didn't happen. Actually, the buyers had enough momentum to continue. And then in doing that, we saw that we broke structure even here. So apparently we may see, actually we may see some, of course it came, I wasn't even online when it did that, when it broke through, so it activated my sell limits, and right now these two are in floating losses. Then this one, which was on this other order block, is currently in profits. So what we can anticipate currently is a short sell. Let's first look at, we can see that if you look at on CCI, you still have that to reach overbought. So looking at that, you know that buyers still have a say, but we've just crossed over that 0% on CCI. So anticipation for a retracement or a pullback is on. So we may see it come back to the breaker block on this level here, or come back all the way down below here. So but most likely it's going to come back to this first one. That's where we may see our pullback stop from, and then we get into the buys again. Remember, according to daily, we are still selling heavily. According to weekly, it's a buy. So the buy, we wanted to enter buys when we reach this level. This was a breaker block level, and we haven't reached it. Somehow buyers got momentum on this level to come all the way back there, and that may be an indication on a daily or on the weekly to make sort of a double top, so that we may see some more sales later on, because this is where big momentum to even break through the current high there. So we may see it come all the way down here to grab this liquidity, to have enough momentum to break through and go and make a new higher high. So right here I'm still on for sales, because daily we are selling, and I'm still waiting. But this, I'm here. Whenever it gets more clearer, I would still bring my stop losses into profits. I don't want to risk it, because we still have some more liquidity up there according to daily, so anything can happen. Even this liquidity here is in premium, even this one is in premium. So far we've touched this liquidity. If I can show you that all that is in premium, that's what I'm saying. This is premium from here to there. This was in premium, and this was also in premium. So this is no longer necessary. This was a support level. I thought it was going to come back to that neckline or support level there and then go back, but it didn't. So for now we don't need it. We can see that it has gone all the way to the fair value gap in equilibrium there, in premium I mean. So that's why we can see sales started, but we can only confirm that sales have started if probably this H4 gives us sort of a formation that we can rely on. But so far we can clearly see it's trying to give us a hammer there, but we wait this candle to close at 11 exactly, and we can know probably what we may anticipate onwards. All right, so that is there's no entry here for now for the sales. I can't allow anyone to actually make an entry unless if price now comes back to that same level there. Unless price comes back to that same level, and then we see sales start. If it does something like that on M15, then you can make your entries around this level there when it finishes to close this current candle. This is the last candle on this current H4 candle. This is the last M15 candle on the H4 candle there. So I would anticipate something like this if I was to enter. Then of course, as we all know, we normally enter on the neckline once it breaks the neckline. So if it finishes to make the neckline, then you would want to enter once price breaks the neckline there. So for now, no entry at all, not even on H1, not even on what. But you can see clearly that on H1 we still have we are clearly selling, and we will be waiting for something of sort. So let me call it, let me submit my analysis on this asset, Boom 1000. If you guys have a question, I would like to check them out. Salah says, hey Dan, can we enter when it retraces to the order block? Is that crash? I think you're talking of crash when it retraces to the order block. Yeah, you can enter buys if you have a signal of the buys, because that's the only liquidity for now that we can see on crash 500 here. So if it goes there, I would actually go in for buys when it comes back here, but I would only enter if I see that momentum has reduced. How do we know that momentum of sales has reduced? The wicks will clearly show you that there is resistance here. Buyers are forcing the market currently, so then you will be knowing there is now low momentum for sellers, so I can make my entries for buys. So clearly this would be a good position to enter if it doesn't come to this. There are two levels, like I said. There are two levels, like I said. There's this and that, the order block and that, but most likely it's going to use this level. If it manipulates, it will come to this order block. Alright, so I think that's it. Then another question was, what have you considered to draw that order block as seen at H4, the highest order block? If you can always put on the asset that you're talking about, it will be clear, because now here I don't know which asset you're talking about. I hope it is crash. You're saying, what have you considered to draw the order block as seen at H4, the highest order block, where your entry, let's say profits, or Boom 1000. All right, so what did I consider? H4, Boom 1000. So H4, Boom 1000. This is the order block, the last candle on this move. You understand? This is the move here. So this was a previous buy candle on this move. All these I would have used this, but of course if I put my daily, and I still see that I have my fair value gap there on daily, I see that I have my fair value gap on daily. This is a fair value gap there on daily, and I still go to H4 and look at exactly what else is in that fair value gap according to daily, and I find that order block, it makes sense for me to be a perfect point of interest there for my retracement. So that's why I considered it. I hope I've cleared the air there. First, it was the order block on daily, fair value gap on daily here. This was the fair value gap on daily. I think there are many lines. Let me first delete some so that the chart can be a bit clear. Delete. Data line. It's an entry. So, like I said, this was a fair value gap here. This was a fair value gap between here. Let me draw it. This was a fair value gap there. But within the fair value gap, I went to H4 and found that there was an order block, last candle there, that was within the fair value gap, and I had to consider that order block on H4, and you can clearly see that that's where our price retraced from. I hope that's clear, Huria, and we're good to go. All right, so now let's jump to boom 500, boom 500, boom 500. So boom 500. Yesterday we made money, those who were on in the meeting, and currently I still have one other entry that it had left out. It was a buy limit there, so it had left out one entry there. So I made one account. I took it all the way there and closed. Then this other account, it actually came and took my profits here, because there are SLs in profit, so it took me out there when it was retesting. I think that was during the night. Then it all went all the way down below and then activated my other buy limit. So currently this is also in profits. Now I want to delete this. Let's remove that. Make the chart clear. Yes. Those who remember, I hope you made money here yesterday, and currently we can now look at new. We had those. This was our first TP. It didn't reach there. It actually went to this order block, I mean fair value gap there. That's where it retested from. So today we are anticipating it will come actually all the way there, because we can clearly see that we had some bit of resistance coming down from this support here. The buyers are refusing sellers to continue. So currently I can actually drag my TP, I mean my SL, to be in profits there, but there's a fair value gap. We need to come again. We wait for that. This is H4. So looking at H4, clearly we can see that we still have buying momentum according to CCI. If you can see down below here, we're still having that buying momentum. But daily, according to daily, we are supposed to be selling. But like I said yesterday, we can't just continue selling in a straight line, and we can't easily break this level here or this here just like that before we come back to try and break the new high, and also to grab liquidity on that very level. It's now sort of a resistance, because looking from the left, we saw that was an order block from all the way that side. Those who were around for that analysis, I think that was last week. So we are anticipating price to first come up there and then later on get into sales, because we all know that weekly we are selling heavily. So the plan is simple. The plan is come back there, grab liquidity on that resistance level, then drop down for sales and break all these levels here. So if it breaks this level here, that will be a breaker block, meaning sales have started. So currently, according to daily, we haven't seen any break of structure, so sales haven't started. So we are just trading. We are still in buys. That's why buys are still very important here. That's why we are in for buys. We are trying to push buys back there and see if we can actually break structure or continue into sales, just like how we saw according to the weekly. All right, so can we make an entry here? Let's look at that. The entry was here. We missed that entry. The entry was here, so we missed that here. Missed that here. I can see it's approaching overbought on H1, so let's make it more. Let's go to M15. M15 is still buying, and now H1. If it fails and makes that, then probably we just put this to break even. Just put this to break even. Probably it would come back to this. So if it fails to break this level here on H1, then probably it will come back a bit. It would come back a bit down below here, and you guys, those who know how we normally anticipate some of these things, you can easily tell what I'm looking for. This would be a clear inverted heads and shoulder to take me all the way there. So if it fails to break this level, then I would be looking at it coming back, and you can clearly see that that's even a fair value gap there. According to H1, it's a fair value gap here, so it will be one good point for price to retrace back to. So if it fails to break that, it will come back here and then grab liquidity here and then get into sales. And now this will be our inverted heads and shoulder in action there. So we wait for something like this. I hope you guys can see that with me there. Yes, Helen says she made money on Boom 500 yesterday. Congrats, Helen. All right, so let's head over to another asset. Let me first feature some comments here in the feed, so that you guys can always get, when you're reviewing, you can always check where those comments came from. All right, refresh. Just a minute. So the comments are going to be praying through, then you guys will be seeing them even when you come back, in later on this very analysis or episode that we've had. So they're going to be praying through. Rotation 15 seconds, just 5 seconds. All right, so that's what is happening. We'll be looking at that later on. They'll be going through. I don't know why they're not. Just a minute, there's a problem here. There's a problem here. I think that should be sorting it out. Okay, I'll wait for that to start working out. So Boom 500 is done. So let's head over to another asset, which will be Boom, which will be V101S. 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 All right, we are talking now. All right, V101S is coming to our point of interest, V10, volatility 10, 1s, 2010 1s. So it has reached our point of interest. Yesterday we thought, we had anticipated that when it broke out from this expanding descending triangle, we had anticipated probably to make a retest back to this fair value gap, which was close to the break of structure or to the breakout there, but it failed. So we wanted to make entries here and continue it to that level, but now it failed. It went all the way there. I didn't make any entries. Just to confirm with you, I didn't make any entries here. We've been, buying and selling it all the way there. You guys can see that. So clearly here, I need these. Just delete. So now our anticipation is to now come down below here, but yes, this will be sort of a retest. Let's look at H1. Yeah, this will be sort of like a retest. If it comes back here, what is that point? I don't see it come back here. In fact, I see it come back here. That's the breaker block. That's where the break of structure is. So this fair value gap may not be that important, because even there is a bigger one down below here. So if it has finished probably creating a high there, we can now, this candle hasn't closed, but we can just use it. We see, so you can clearly see that if it was to come for the liquidity left back, it would be this one. It would be this liquidity down below here. It would be this, because it's the one which is in discount. But we know that we have a break of structure here according to H4. This is the level here. That's the level there, the break of structure there. So meaning we may anticipate a return to break of structure, a return to breaker block, and then get into buys later on. But this candle hasn't closed yet, so we can't use this as a high. This is just a by the way to show you what we would probably anticipate once this current H4 candle closes, because clearly we haven't made a new high. We are still moving with the trend to look for a new high. So if this candle closes, then we'll call this a high. If it closes where down below as a sell candle, but if it fails to close and continues, we're still looking for a high. So we can't use that. But either way, if it goes there, then we'll be looking for sales from that level. But if it makes retracement from this level, which is a fair value gap, and then we're looking for some entries for buys here to take us all the way back. I mean, to take us later on into buys to that level there. We can clearly see that according to daily, we are still buying. According to weekly, it's a retracement to pull back, or a pullback to grab liquidity and later on continue selling. So don't be shocked if price continues with big momentum for buys. Right, so that is a boom that is V101S. I would love to submit the analysis from there. Let's check. We have a comment. We have new comments here. Not really, so we can move ahead and head over to V75 and then check it out. We haven't actually made some money on V75 for like a week now, so we should look at getting some money if it gives us a good entry. Alright, so V75. Alright, so we had a breakout yesterday, and actually let me show you this. I hope you guys, I even shared a photo, screenshot in the group. Those who are in the group on the daily group, I shared yesterday. We were here. Let me show you. Yesterday, this was the move here. I told you we would see manipulation happen on this level. Those who remember, and it happened. This was an entry here. When it went back there, that sell was very valid. Then later on, it came back and started to go into the buy. Then look at that. This is our H4. This is our H4 trend line there. So going back to M15, we had a breakout. Then that breakout gave us a pennant. That breakout gave us a pennant there. That breakout gave us a pennant there. You can clearly see that. And then we saw buys continue. So we had all that on M15. But what time was this? I wasn't online. This was around 11 p.m. This was around 11 p.m. Yes, this was around 11 p.m. So either way, I wasn't in the charts, so I missed that. So according to M15, it gave us a retest and some sort of entry point there. According to H1, we had that one candle as an entry for us. Then according to H4, we haven't gotten any. So clearly we can see that we've gone back to that fair value gap, but this time, we had that retest candle. We had that sort of retest candle. In this candle here, okay, this was our entry here. This was our entry here. This is a candle that grabbed liquidity on this fair value gap. Let me maximize it. I show it to you. This was liquidity here. This was the fair value gap there. This candle came, grabbed that, and then buys continued. This mitigated this liquidity on this fair value gap, then went ahead. So our entry was supposed to be in this very candle here. That would have been here on H1, and that's where our entry was to continue with the buy. But they would be, this buy would have been very, very skeptical for anyone to continue with it, because you can see it was coming back to that fair value gap, which now makes it a resistance level. So we were going to see if it's going to continue and actually break through and go forth. Remember, we are looking at buys continuing all that way. According to daily, according to weekly, we are buying, so nothing's stopping us apart from now H4 that has now come to overbought. So wait for that and see. So now that we've known that H4 has gone to overbought, how can we anticipate where to make entry from? So we wait for the candle to close and gives us a new high that we can use our fib tool to anticipate retracement, to anticipate entry level when it comes back, because it will now not go just straight. It will have to first come a bit down and then later on continue according to daily with the buys. So we wait for the H4 to close, and then we make a move for our entry. So here I don't have an entry. Probably we may see some entries for the buys or sells later on. Once this candle closes, you may see some sells come in. Remember, these sells will be against the trend. So if you find sell entries, sell cautiously, knowing you are against the trend. All right, I leave this V75 for now, and then let's head over to V50. Do you have a question? Not yet. We don't have. So now we head over to V50. So let's see, when did we last make a move? Okay, we made that money there. So here we never missed that entry when it broke that level. So currently, according to H4, we are sort of selling. But we are on that support level. According to daily, we reached that support level, and actually, according to daily still, we know that we've been in sales, so we are making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. So anticipation was for it to first come up there and then continue into sales, but I don't see that happening. Although momentum is low to break this support level. What we have on weekly, it's a strong sell. So if we know that, then we can clearly say sales are still on, but will they be able to break this level, this support level? That's a question that is still hard to answer because of what we can see as the momentum in the market. So those who remember, I told you once it breaks this level, you can make your entries for buys to take us all the way back there. But remember, you're going to be going against the trend. So enter cautiously, be ready to trail your stop losses when you make your entries. It's not a volatile asset, but it has a big lot size, so you want to be cautious. Its smallest lot size is 4. That's how big it is. But in terms of volatility, its volatility is very low. It's low, so you can make money and actually a short time, just because it even has a big lot size. But you have to be cautious and be ready to trail your stop losses. So before it breaks this level here, I have no say with it because it is clearly on support level there, and it's now that support level, it's doing its job, and you can see the price has gone above our 10 MA, and we know what that means. So now I want to submit that and leave it at that until it breaks out on that level. I won't have any business with it for now. I won't have any business with it. I won't have any business with it. Yeah. Then if probably now the sells for them, I will just be cautious until it breaks this support level. Until it breaks this support level. I was looking at that, but it may be risky to make entries once it breaks that level, but we'll see. It will depend on the momentum that will come with. All right, jump 25. So let's head over and analyze jump 25. Jump 25, we've been making money. But yesterday we saw that it broke out. It broke structure on the daily. That means according to H4, it was a big breakout. So on the daily we can see we had a breakout there to give us a new high. High there. So currently we are seeing a return to break of structure, but still we have liquidity left back here. So if we know that we did that, we can use our fee to do that. If we use our fee, we will see that this level here is actually in discount. This level here, it is in discount. I don't see it come all the way back here. I'm seeing it coming all the way here. So for now, we can all agree that sales are on, and actually according to H1, the entry was there. But now I want to wait. Now that I've seen M15 has gone back to oversold, I will wait for a pullback, probably with H4, and then make my entries. We don't just enter from where it is here. You guys will know that. So we want some pullback to confirm that our sales are on. Yes, if we don't have a pullback, then we have no. The pullback I'm talking about is something like this. You guys know that. Something like this. We made a high there, then we made a pullback there, and then we started to sell it later on. We came back and continued with a buy. Now look at that. Let me give you an example. So this was a low that gave us that high. And you can see that the price went back to this order block, which was in discount. Everything here is discount. You can see that. So the high break of structure, this was break of structure, gave us the low, retested, gave us the low, and then came, retested back to the discount level there. That's what we are looking for even here. So be ready if it gives us something of sort to grab. So that's what I'll be waiting for. Break there, return probably back there and fails to break to make a new high, then goes to retracement that I've anticipated on a daily to come probably to this level here. That's what I'll be waiting for. All right, now that is jump 25. Remember, we are not entering at all where it is. I don't want to risk because this is a big asset. I would have put my buy limit, my sell limits up there. When it comes back there, it activates them. But I will wait until I see some retracement happen. Jump 10. we anticipated something of sort. First write it here, jump 10, jump 10. So we anticipated something like this on jump 10 yesterday, but it came. In fact, it took my stop loss around there. So it first did this, that candle closed. Once it closed, I made my sells, then it later faked me, came into sells that short time, then went into the buys and took my stop losses there. Around there you can see that I had my stop losses there. I had tight stop losses because these are big assets I don't want to risk. And now we saw that later on it again broke out, and then this was a retest candle again, failed to go back inside. So where we are, can we make our entries? Let's determine that. Alright, so according to M15, sales will be on once I have that kind of breakout. Remember, this is a symmetrical triangle, so but we know that it had already broken out of our rising wedge there. It was a rising wedge. Was it a rising wedge? Yeah, at first it was a rising wedge, then it later gave us a shape of a symmetrical triangle there. But we can clearly see that according to H4 we are selling. According to daily, we are supposed to be buying, but there is liquidity to grab here, so that's what we are looking for. According to weekly, we are selling. So we want to first sell, come here. We want the sales to first come here, and then grab liquidity on that fair value gap. I mean, that support level became a support level actually, because it has touched it 2 more times. Then later on, according to daily, we grab our sales to take us all the way, I mean our buys to take us all the way up there, grab liquidity there, and then later on continue with the sales according to weekly. So it's a plan that drives us for like months. So we wait for where we make our entries from. Now if it breaks, let me delete this. So if it breaks this line, I will have my sales. I will not even wait for a retest. I'll just have my sales come through. If it breaks that level there, I'll have my sales come through, and then wait, see if it will come actually all the way to this support level. Yeah. Alright, so that was our last asset of the day. Now I want to, if there's no comments, I want to make a recap of where we started from. So now remove that. So let's head over to crash 500. Let's see what is happening. It has actually even exceeded. It has even exceeded where we had anticipated. Why had we anticipated there? It was a fair value gap. So it has gone, like I told you guys, it has gone to this other level. So I told you there are 2 levels that price could return to, this order block or that fair value gap, and clearly we can see that it has gone to this. So now we wait. If buys start, make your entries here to buy and take it all the way above there. So that's why I had to bring my stop losses a bit below, because I put them a bit above here. So I put them a bit below. But should be just break even. Should be break even there. It should be break even just a bit there. So you can see that. So we wait for the buy entries to start, probably on the next hour. This is H1, so probably on the next hour you may see some buys. So we wait. If it fails, then it will come and take me out and come back all the way to the trend line, and probably you can make your entries for the buys again on this very trend line. But this is, you can see this order block is close to the trend line, so manipulation may happen to take all the way all this liquidity and then later on get back into buys. Be cautious and wait for what it gives us. Don't push for any entries before you confirm. Boom 1,000. Boom 1,000. Looking at where we are, according to M15, price has started to show us some signs of pullback, but now we wait. We see if that will actually happen like how we are anticipating. Then we can make some good entries. So we wait for more clarity there. We wait for more clarity on boom 1,000. Boom 500. We are anticipating a pullback here, then later on comes and breaks out that level. So we wait. We haven't seen any significant apart from that sort of rejection. But most of the times this normally happens, and later on we see continuation. So we just wait and we see what will happen. If it breaks through and retests, then you can make an entry, but if it fails, you don't have an entry. It can choose to break through there. It can choose to break through there, and then make your entry. So just wait until whatever happens gives you clarity of entry. No pushing for any entries without confirmation. V10, the pullback has started. The pullback has started just like how we had anticipated. So we wait for entries around this level probably, or that level. So until we are sure that pullback has finished, of course it will give us some clarity of entry. So until you're sure, don't make an entry. Even if it comes here, you need to be sure that now I have signs of buy entries. Then you'll be able to make your entries. We have two levels. This level, which is the most likely to be one we could go for. This one, it's about 50-50. May not, it may actually come back to it. So we wait and see what happens. V75, a breakout is happening there from that fair value gap. So for this, I said no entry for now, because even H4 is reaching overbought level. Of course, this is V50 until we have a breakout down below or a breakout up here. We have no business with this asset. We have no business with this asset. Jump 25. We are waiting for a pullback there, and then enter sales to take us all the way to this retracement level. And we know that daily we are continuing to buy, and weekly we are continuing to buy. So we are just waiting for a retracement to happen, pull back to this level, because it has already broken structure there. So this will be a pullback. We're gonna come all the way back here, probably fail to break, and then continue with the sales. We will wait and see what happens, but for now we can anticipate a pullback once we can make our entries once price comes back up there to enter sales and take us all the way right here. We can't enter sales from where it is here. It's very risky. All right, jump 10, lastly jump 10, we are waiting for a breakout from this level. If the breakout doesn't happen on this level and happens up on the other level, we have no entry at all, because I don't see, hey, just wait, something has come to light. This is H1, is H1. This changes everything. This changes everything. Let me first draw it. This may change everything. So that is sort of a falling wedge. Okay, so that's a falling wedge on H1, which clearly tells us something different. So I can delete now these, delete. Now if that is a falling wedge on H1, then I know that price is probably going to break out and come back again up. All right, so that becomes clearer. Let's go back to H1 and see where would that be. Where would that pullback be? Okay, we can use this. This is the move that brought us into the retracement. So if this happens, so price will be coming back to that order block. So sales can happen only when price comes back to that level. So any pullback, any breakout here, go for the buys. I hope this is clear, guys, so that we don't make a mess. So we are looking for sales all the way from there. The sales that we can only anticipate within, they will be within what? They will be within this falling wedge. Those are the sales that we can only anticipate. They will be within this falling wedge. So we now wait for that. M15, delete. Okay, you can anticipate sales when it breaks out there. Now, but yeah, that's what we can clearly see now. The analysis is clearer on H1. We have a falling wedge that clearly is a reversal pattern, so we anticipate breakout up there to go back to that order block, and then probably later on start sales, because we can see that according to H4 we are selling daily, we are sort of buying, but we had that retest, so we wait until the confirmation of these sales is confirmed. The bigger the general momentum, the general trend according to daily should be buys. So we wait for H4 to confirm, and then we make our entries, either sales here or we continue with the buys if it breaks that order block there. All right, I want to submit my analysis today, and I want to say good day to you everyone, and good trading. For those that made it to this time, we've exceeded our time by 10 minutes. I hope it was worth it, and I hope you on V10 you don't make a mistake there, and make this money together. So for now, it has been done Scott Traders Hub, and we continue next time trading. We continue from tomorrow. Remember today, okay, I almost forgot this. Today we are having the analysis of BTC. Today we are having the BTC analysis from 1 p.m. The bull run that everyone has been anxiously waiting for. So we will anticipate entries for the bull run together in today's meeting. Mark the time, 1 to 1:30 today. Don't miss. I'll be sharing the link shortly in our groups, and you'll be able to join at 1 p.m. exactly. And then the rest, the other session will be on Friday, still same time, 1 p.m. So otherwise, have a good time. Let's trade cautiously. Risk management should be a very important part of you if you're trading. We wish you guys a good day, and let's increase the money back. See you at 1 p.m. Have a nice day.